Hi, this is Paul from Strong Too Tight.
Hello, Stephen here.
And I'm delighted to say that following a rather careless choice from Steve for a bet about a certain Nadal,
Winning all the clay tournaments.
winning every match on clay this season, he's managed to lose the bet. So,
I'm dead. If my family see this, honestly, I'm dead.
oh,
For fuck's sake. Sorry. Is that allowed? I'm not touching it.
that's going to get beat. Okay, so
God. This is bad.
Come
I
on.
can't do it.
you will do it. You would have made me do it, and I'd have done it because I'm a man. There we go.
Where's me at?
Okay, there we go.
So I
So,
did a whole podcast like this.
yeah, it looks good.
Take off me ears.
Oh, you literally are being serious when you say you
I'm
want
not
to.
touching it.
Okay, look at that.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's gonna hurt. So, for those of you who don't really realise the rivalry between Liverpool and Everton, they're two football clubs that are separated between 1 mile, is it?
Stanley Park.
Stanley Park, and
He doesn't know that, obviously.
Steve is a massive Everton fan. I'm a huge Liverpool fan.
I'm from Liverpool.
I'm from across the water, so
That means probably way
Hey, but actually, that's even better timing, Steve, because Tranmere they
Okay.
got promoted last night or yesterday to the Football League where they belong. Tranmere, fantastic team. A couple of my friends.
I like Tranmere.
Yeah, they're great. They're kind of they're kind of like the runt of the pack, aren't they? Really, Tranmere. You got Liverpool and Everton, and then you got Tranmere sort of like pecking at your heels and stuff like that. But it was really sad that they got relegated to the outside the Football League. I think they were about 20 minutes once from Premier League. And,
Nobody knows Tranmere.
yeah, no one's ever heard of it. It's from Birkenhead, which is
Wales, to me.
it's never near Wales. Anyway, so Steve has got to do this podcast wearing the wonderful Liverpool away kit.
It stinks as well.
It stinks. It's not brand new. And yeah, so we're gonna shoot through this one quickly.
Oh yes.
Just
I'm not
so,
talking either, so it might be a good podcast.
just so you can take. Oh, sorry, you can't see the crest. The crest. You need to see the crest. There you go. So yeah, we're going to talk about Madrid, Steve.
Okay.
Which is quite appropriate considering that Liverpool will be playing Real Madrid in the final of the Champions League.
You're going to get thrashed.
No, we're not. Let's see. So today is Sunday. By the time this gets edited, despite what somebody I know thinks that this takes 5 minutes to do and everything, but there's huge amounts of editing and
The amount of rubbish we talk.
Yeah.
To Alicia, bless her.
yeah. I genuinely feel very sorry for her. So it takes around about 5 or 6 hours of extra editing because of all the crap that you and I say and some of the inappropriate stuff that you've already done. in the press. So we'll get this out tomorrow. So we might have to do 2 sort of parallel podcasts. Well done, Dominic Thiem, for winning in Madrid.
We hasn't won yet. Oh.
You absolute spanner.
This is I can't even think straight.
Should we try that one again?
Yes.
Congratulations, Dominic Thiem, for winning against Alexander Zverev in Madrid.
Yeah, great. Well done.
And then, fantastic result for Zverev beating Thiem in the final of
Well
Madrid.
done, Zverev. Great win. Well done.
There you go, and that's the end of that.
Well done, though. Who do you think is going to win? I think Zverev's going to brush him aside.
Really?
He's been killing people, and no one's been looking at him because of the Nadal team.
I suppose you could say that, but then I think Thiem will win. I just think he's got a heavier weight of shot.
To be that court, the altitude, the speed, the ball is perfect for him.
Yeah, but
that is his court.
That altitude is 650 metres. That's not
Makes a
even that
difference.
high. I mean,
Makes a
Burj
difference.
Khalifa's higher than that.
Not much more.
891 metres or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's not exactly
Makes the balls quicker.
It's not Quito, is it? Quito the highest one, or in Bolivia or Ecuador? Don't know. One of them. Anyway, so let's start with the women. Okay, because Petra Kvitova, delighted that she's having a great season so far. She's doing really, really well after that horrible hand injury.
Favourite for the French?
No.
Really?
Ooh.
Who would you have ahead of her? Yeah, we've had this conversation before. I think she's playing well. She hits arguably the heaviest ball on the tour.
But I've said before that I think that Petra Kvitova is the best player. If they're all playing at the best of their abilities, she's the best player. She's better than Serena. But I don't see her winning on at the French. I think you're bound to get a slow, heavy day in Paris, and it's going to favour somebody more like hacking away, like you. Sanchez Vicario type play. I'd love to see somebody like Carla Suarez do well in French, but no. I mean, going through the semi-finals, you had Kvitova versus Caroline Garcia. Did pretty well actually, Garcia. I mean, I don't see her as much of a clay court specialist. Burton's, I think she's a good outside.
She's progressing. Maybe we had our very first podcast of who we might be in a few years. She could be there.
Yeah, she's got something. She seems to do very, very well on clay.
Yeah,
I think she's won a clay court event. She won Charleston. Yeah,
but that's on the American clay.
Yeah,
it doesn't count.
Why?
It's great.
Okay.
You ever played on it? It doesn't play anything like a clay court.
Okay. Whatever. But it's still clay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, she's looking a good outside bet.
I thought the final was quite good actually. I didn't see it. I watched extended highlights.
Oh, okay. But I mean, it seemed like pretty good. Kvitova pulled her way through it. I mean, yeah, it's good when you've got that 3-point opportunity with the serve. I mean, her serve's just a monster. Her forehand's a monster. But she seems to be moving a little bit better.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's what I've been most impressed with, because you think her movement, she should struggle really on a clay court, but I think she's lost a few pounds maybe.
Certainly, I think if she carries on the way she is, I'm going to say I expect her to lose quite early in Paris and be ready for Wimbledon. I think I can't see anybody other than her or a returning Serena who's been probably practicing on grass.
She's been in Moratoglu on the clay.
I thought Moratoglu had been in it.
English ball.
Okay, so
I know Serena's been practicing a lot on the clay court, which I find interesting because she pulled out a couple of events. So no, Moratoglu's not been in. Well, not now anymore. Anyway, I think they used to date, didn't they, Moratoglu?
I think they had a bit of a fling with one another. Yeah, so
naughty. Yeah.
And Pliskova took out Halep. Which I was surprised by. I thought Halep, but again, it's a faster court. It's not. Madrid is a considerably faster surface than most of the other clay courts. It's 650 meters above sea level, which means the air's thinner, which means the ball travels faster, which is why Nadal's only won 4 of them.
Only. Not bad, is it?
Only. I don't think we need to look in too much to the Nadal team result. I wasn't at all surprised. I think
Nadal lost on purpose.
I think the only thing that surprised me was it was straight sets, and team didn't play very well in the round before.
Well, he nearly lost, didn't he?
Yeah, he was, I think it was in the third set tiebreak.
Yeah.
So I kind of didn't think that he had the form going into it. It was fantastic to see. I think it was 358 days. Yeah. Since team had beaten Nadal.
May 19th.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. And
I think looking at it though, when I was watching Nadal, honestly, I used it as a practice match. Obviously his big thing is the French Open. That's his thing. So
I think
when I watched him, he was taking the ball so early. He was hanging around the baseline. That's not, if he's losing, that's not his normal tactic.
I mean, a team on the other hand actually was hitting certain. I think he was sitting in the crowd for certain shots. I mean, he couldn't have got any further back. The line judges were like this the whole time because
it's crazy, isn't it? I don't think I can reach net that far back.
Oh, you couldn't. I definitely couldn't. But
I'd kill you on a clay court.
Oh, God, here we go.
Any court, actually, but
okay. How's the t-shirt?
I've forgotten. It's
taken out of your mind. Okay, but then moving into the guys. Okay, we've obviously started talking about team and Nadal. I was really happy to see Shapovalov versus Zverev, and then
Edmund
team.
Well,
I want to come to Edmund in a minute, and I didn't get to show you what I wanted to show you before we started, but I'll show you. But we can do it, and we can do that afterwards maybe. But Anderson. How on earth did Anderson get to his first 1,000 event semi-final on clay?
It's funny because I've seen a few interviews with players, and they always rate him so highly. He's just one of those players that he doesn't look like your traditional maybe tennis player. He reminds me of Sparrow, but just the way he looks, I don't know.
Maybe like a pelican, not a pelican, like a flamingo.
Flamingo, yeah, that's actually not bad. But he's just very good at everything, and he's just consistent, isn't he? He's always your 6 or 7 out of 10 guy.
Okay.
He very rarely reaches 10, but he'll never go below a 6. So you've got to beat him. You've always got to beat him. He's not going to give you matches.
I just think that watching him play against Team yesterday, it just looked like he couldn't move properly. I mean, it looked like Bambi on ice. Actually, there you go. It's like watching Bambi on ice.
That's how you dance.
Definitely. I mean, look at me. Yeah. Good point. Anyway, so
actually, I'll tell you who I was a little bit disappointed by, and quite clearly cannot play on a clay court. Hyung Chung. He's done nothing. He's got absolutely blitzed in every tournament, so he'll probably win Rome now. But he's just like...
No, I mean, that guy's nothing. That guy, it's probably like the Lendl on grass theory that, when he saw clay, he's like...
Yeah, he's never seen a clay court, definitely, for sure.
We don't have this in Seoul.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't imagine them having too many clay courts in Seoul.
He needs to just fake an injury now for the French, get on the grass.
And Roger was back in Dubai.
He was in Abu Dhabi a little bit as well.
Yeah, he went to the Opera House
he's playing.
He's seen
with myself soon.
He wishes.
Only in a video. I'm not allowed to say.
Anyway, there's something I wanted to talk about, which I think you and I are going to have a little bit of a fight on this one. There was an incident in the Shapovalov versus Edmund match. It was 5-5 in the second set.
Yeah.
Shapovalov had taken the first set, and Shapovalov threw the ball up to serve. It was 30-all. Threw the ball up to serve, and somebody from the crowd, a lady from the crowd, screams out, "Come on, Dennis!" And Kyle literally went like that and stopped. Right? Shapovalov hit what was an ace because of that. And the fight that then ensued between the umpire and Kyle, and then even Shapovalov and Kyle, was like 15 minutes. Now, what's your take on that? Do you think that, because the umpire's take was, and this is clearly what he said, Kyle, this is not Davis Cup. I have to give him the point.
I think once he started the motion to serve, it doesn't matter what's going on in the crowd.
Right, but Kyle went like this.
So? Play to the server. You play when the server's ready.
No, you don't.
Why not?
Well,
he's thrown the ball up to hit the serve.
Okay. But then, I don't know, what happens if he gets hit by if Carr gets hit by a bee or something, stung in the eye by a bee?
Well, then he's not going to put his hands up, he's going to roll away. But then what's stopping anybody doing it any time?
It happens, it does happen. You see the people doing that.
No, I think the umpire has to do it, because if he lets Kyle get away with that, people are going to start doing that at big moments in matches. Not for shouting, it's just, I'm not ready. Mid-throw, 30-all, I'm not ready, take it again. You can't do that. But then people will abuse the power. It's like toilet breaks, medical timeouts.
Okay.
Guy.
I actually don't disagree with you. I'm actually trying to be more devil's advocate. So he moved away from the umpire because he wasn't getting anywhere with the umpire, and he turns to Dennis and he says, "Come on, mate. If you'd have missed that serve, you'd have demanded a first serve." He would have done. And he would have done. You know he would have done. You know he would have demanded.
Yeah, but the umpire wouldn't have given him the first serve.
That's why I'm being more devil's advocate.
I think.
So my question, before you go spouting off, right? My question to this is very simple. When did tennis stop being a gentleman's sport? Because I'm sorry, if that happened to me in a match, I'd turn around and I'd go, okay, first serve, no problems. Because I'm a gentleman. You wouldn't, because you're a scumbag.
If I was Shapovalov, I hit the serve. You're mid-serve. It's not a gentleman's sport. It's not a gentleman's sport anymore.
Is it sad?
No.
Okay, then. So let me ask this one. Okay, and I'll do this straight into the camera. If Nadal had done that against Federer, the two greatest players of all time, the two players who've won more money than anybody else of all time, do you not think that both players, if they were in the server's position, would have turned around and gone first serve?
Now, I think those two probably would have done it.
There you go.
But I was going to say, but there's a lot more good than bad. That's a one-off, I'd say.
No, I mean...
maybe it's a younger generation. They've grown up differently. They've grown up to be a little bit more grumpy and a bit more ruthless, I think.
Well, I think ruthless is a good word, but then do you not think that basically we're now completely moving away from it being a sport and it's a business?
I'd agree with you on that.
Because we know it's a business.
Still a sport, but it's still a business.
Nadal and Federer are without question the most famous, the most popular, the greatest tennis players of all time, and yet you know that they would have had the respect, no matter even if they were playing other people, they would have had the respect and they would have had the foresight to actually see, hang on, if I don't give this guy, or I don't have a first serve again, then everyone's going to be on top of me. They're going to know I'm a complete dick, right? And they just know how to play the game.
It's difficult though, because you say obviously Nadal, he is the one who pushes the umpires and probably cheats more than anyone because of the time delay.
Yeah.
So he's the one actually, so you could argue the other fact that actually he's one of the worst culprits at actually pushing the boundaries and things like that. I think 90% of the people would have just come to agreement and take the serve again. Obviously, the score is a big factor. It's tight in the game, 5-all, 30-all, like you say. I think Shapovalov was in the right, because it's the returner's ready. How's they putting the returner off more than the server?
Do you know what? I think I'm being devil's advocate more than anything, because I'd like to think that if I was Shapovalov, then I would have turned around and said, no worries, first serve. Whether or not I would at 5-all in the second set to reach the semi-final of a Masters set 1000, I don't know. I mean,
I would
hindsight is a bitch, and I'm sure that I would have probably just gone, okay, well, I'm having that one.
Well, you would have gone mad.
No, but it saddened me a little bit that there wasn't that sort of respect between the players to be able to move forward and replay the serve. And actually, Shapovalov went to the change when they changed ends, and they kind of gave each other a bit of a close look. And Shapovalov sort of sat down and tells the umpire, "I hope you got that lady kicked out." And I thought, oh yeah, that's how you're going to justify it.
That's not good.
She did get kicked out, by the way.
Yeah, well, so she should.
Absolutely.
I think it's just an isolated incident, but I know you mean is tennis losing the gentleman's sport. It is. I mean, I'll tell you one thing I learned coming from Dubai. So back in the UK when I was playing, nobody would walk across your court. Here, I've got half of Dubai walking across the court, just willy-nilly during matches. Yeah. There's no, but I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing because it gets you focused on the ball. That's one thing actually I think is really good here. The fact that it is quite busy and maybe it doesn't have quite that tennis respect, I think it helps the players. Because I've been in matches and I've seen kids who you're working with, if somebody makes the slightest noise, up on the viewing gallery, what's going on? That put me off, be quiet. I think actually it works better here. It gets you more focused on the game when you're shouting on court 2 and I'm clapping on court 1.
Yeah,
you think?
Maybe I'm just a bit of an old timer on this.
Well, you are old.
I know, I'm 44. So, but yeah, I mean, it's not something that was a big deal. I mean, Edmund actually eventually won that set. He served 2 double faults immediately after it when he started serving. It was just temper. But no, I mean, Shapovalov came through the match and then got beaten in the next round anyway. So, right, Steve, I am going to end this podcast purely so you can do what you want to do. Go on.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. Look, it's beautiful. There you go. Such an idiot. Right, okay, so next week, guys, we're going to be talking about Rome. We're gonna do a couple more podcasts. Yeah, I bet you are. We're gonna do a couple more podcasts regarding tennis in the UAE over the next 3 or 4 months. The weather outside is horrific. I think I'll put a story on Instagram. Steve's actually been coaching it this morning. I was coaching it yesterday, and
it's sandy. You need swimming goggles or one of those Chinese mask things.
Yeah, the smog,
surgical masks.
The smog masks or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's got a bit of a sandstorm right now, and
I can say Chinese masks.
I don't know. You can get them from China, but you can get pretty much everything from China. So, I mean, apparently it got up to 51 degrees at one point yesterday.
Did it actually?
Yeah.
Well, they'll never say that.
They did. Well, the people in the know wouldn't, but no. So we're going to talk about some indoor opportunities, and yeah, we're just going to have a bit of a chit chat, shall we say? So thank you so much for listening to our garbage again.
Family, I truly apologise for that. I lost a bet, so I've got to keep to my word. Please let me back home. That's what I will say.
I mean, we'll put another bet on to give you an opportunity, so I have to wear back crap. But how is it going to work? I mean, you're going to make me wear because Steve's like a small and I'm like a 7XL. So it's like I don't know how it fits.
Maybe I'll wrap a scarf around your neck.
I don't mind wearing that. I mean,
you wouldn't.
But it looked good.
You're right.
Yeah, well, whatever. Cool. Thank you so much again. Everything seems to be going on quite brilliantly with Strung Too Tight.
Thank you for the comments as usual and some questions. And I think Paul made a couple of good remarks, which we'll have to talk about in the next podcast, maybe. Not you, Paul Sheaves.
Sheavesy.
Yeah.
We still keep trying to bring you on, but
yeah, we need to touch Tennis and Simon. We should get them both in, I thought.
Yeah. Well, touch Simon. We need to talk about touch tennis actually, because in fact that's going to be a topic of a podcast. Because again, it's something that I'm getting ready for. Don't let me out. Don't steal my thunder.
Paul, we'll do it in your garden with your touch tennis court.
It's 50 degrees.
It's not that bad.
Oh, you really are stupid, right? But no, what I want to talk about is the sort of progression of red, orange, green. The ability to play touch tennis and sponge ball tennis.
The correct ages to maybe move and things, the signs to look.
When not to move, etc., and how obviously playing with a sponge ball isn't going to affect you in a negative way, which we talked about. Well, I mean, obviously, because you're just going to start doing this, so it's going to ruin your game.
Oh, he's done that. Sorry, Alison.
No, that was more Graham Norton than anything else.
Oh, hello, dear.
Hello there.
We're going off topic quick. Guys,
thank you very much for paying attention to us. Now we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.